and I have a great show here for you. The news headlines, the weather report, and today in history. This morning, Sally Morrison is in the studio to talk about Deepa. Also, learn about Cindy photography and spa yoga sport. Also, striving to unite their family. Jess and John Hayes' story on their fight to get housing in order to get their children back. But first, I would like to take this moment to thank Not Your Average Antiques, an antique shop down Cranberry Highway in East Wareham, for donating the props that you see in the morning show. So stay with us because the news and the weather are next. All right, Wareham Week are the following stories. Town officials and community leaders will take a turn as performers in a one-act comedy titled Complaint Department and Lemonade on Friday, October 18th at 7 p.m. at the Redman Hall. Directed by Wareham Library Foundation members Priscilla Porter and Michelle Bonito. The play will poke fun at the complaints that plague every small town. Set in the present day, the light-hearted one-act play will be very laid back and entertaining, while actors will read directly from the script and wear the clothes of their choice. Cast members shared Porter's excitement and confirmed that the play will leave viewers smiling. And also this morning, the town could vote to appropriate up to $10 million for the design and construction of their process improvements at the water pollution control facility at the fall town meeting. The project would target the issue of extended peak inflow and infiltration flows that overwhelm the treatment facility. These excessive flows cause a number of problems. The water pollution control facility is seeking zero to low interest loan via the state revolving fund for up to $10 million. The matter will go before voters at town meeting this October 28th. Also, Grace Lighthouse Fellowship, currently based at 3065 Cranberry Highway, will be hosting a celebration on Sunday at the site of what will be the church's future home. The church recently bought land at 2703 Cranberry Highway, right across from Perry's Last Stand, and members will be visiting the new site for the first time at 11:30 a.m. after service on October 13th. The church will begin to plan the building for the site. And the Wareham Public Schools will be conducting development screenings to identify possible learning or development delays in children between ages of 3 and 5. The screening quickly samples of children's skills across speech and language, reasoning, fine motor, and social development, and offer insight into child's strengths and weaknesses. Those with concerns about their children's development in the areas listed or would like to learn about the screening schedule, they can make an appointment with the school department. Also, as Master Gardener Michelle Frank explained to the Wareham Gardening Club at their October 10th meeting, native plants provide beauty and visual interest alongside benefits to the natural world. Additionally, native plants serve as food and shelter for countless species of insects, birds, and animals, while oaks support 534 species of butterflies and moths. The Wareham Garden Club was established in 1938 and now has more than 80 members who share in an interest in gardening and work to beautify the town through planting and holiday wreaths. And now we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with weather. Welcome back, Wareham, and now we're gonna do a run on weather. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness, and no sunshine until I do not know when, because all these days, clouds, 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 except for Sunday, no rain. So we have a Friday, which is today, high at 57 and low at 53. As you can see, angry clouds. It's going to be raining, not as much as we have seen in the past 2 days. Not as windy either. On Saturday, same case, high at 59, low at 49. Also some rain. Rain will cease on Sunday, so you can go ahead and straighten your hair, but I'm sure there will be plenty of moisture left in the air, so don't even bother. Maybe look forward to straightening your hair on Sunday. So high at 68 and low at 48 on Sunday. No sunshine. I hope sunshine will come soon. This is fall, my dear. It looks like spring, because spring is all about rain. Fall should be about winds and colorful trees. Well, we don't see most of that nowadays. Anyhow, so now we're going to go on to our first featured program of the day, and that is Sport Yoga Spot. Take a look.
Hello, welcome to Sport Yoga Spot. My name is Amy. I'm the owner and instructor here. I'm currently studying exercise science at Bridgewater State University. My goal with opening the studio was to keep it small, keep it more personal, like personal training and hands-on fitness. We do a lot of functional training, we use weights, and we also do a lot of strength as well as stretching. Obviously, flexibility is a big thing here. I'm an instructor here for Yoga for Strength, 1111 Power Yoga, and as well as Sport Yoga.
Man, I'm ready for whatever. Watching the greats like, man, I could do better. And I ain't waiting to asking if it's my time yet. Slaying legends, I ain't even hit my prime yet. Cause it's the ones who want it, who work the hardest. Never giving up, I came to finish what I started. So put me in your history books. My life, how your epiphanies look. Let's grab the champagne.
Hello, I'm Patricia Akins, and I am the co-owner of Sport Yoga Spot as well as an instructor. We are a boutique fitness located in the center of Wareham, and we offer my favorite program, Sport Yoga. It's a functional training for optimal performance, which includes mobility, endurance, and strength. We use weights and our body weight to get stronger and faster, helping to improve the way that you move, the way you feel, and the way that you look.
Turn from a man to a myth, cause every century only a few exist. So go and check your history books. This is how your epiphanies look. Now let's grab the champagne and the ones who reign victorious, the conquerors glorious.
Sport yoga is special because most yoga programs have something called long holds, where we hold poses for 30, 60, 90 seconds, sometimes even longer than that. With Sport Yoga, we only hold them for 2 seconds and repeat them multiple times. It's more dynamic mobility. If you're an athlete, a person, whatever, when you go to get up or sit down, run, you don't run, move, and hold a position and then change. You have to quickly change, quickly adapt, stop, go, sit, stand very quickly. And our bodies need to learn how to do that in order to prevent injury and to be able to perform at your highest level while active. Sport yoga incorporates movement and athletic movement as well as everyday movement, and we strengthen those patterns with 2-second holds. This is perfect posture, all right? So now turn and face this way for 1 second. Let's do heel-toe strikes, all right? So take your right foot and bring it forward, all right? Now the back foot pushes you forward off of that toe. You articulate at that ankle, come up, high knee. Now this foot becomes the front foot, and it's heel-toe, and come up. Now your hands just kind of go with the flow. There. Beautiful. Now you're going to do it backwards. So now toe back, and step. Toe, roll, flex. Step back, toe, roll, flex. step back, toe roll, flex. All right. Now do it and feel and walk and there. Now, in perfect posture, walk across the floor, heel toe, heel toe. Push yourself off that back foot, make it even bigger. Push, push, push. Nice. There you go.
Hi, I'm Paige Hiller, and I'm one of the instructors here at Sport Yoga Spot. I teach Strong by Zumba, and it is a very high-intensity workout here. It has 3 levels. It is for all different types of abilities. Strong by Zumba has taken out all of the dance aspect of the Zumba, and it has put in a lot of the weight and the strengthening. And it is a 60-minute workout, and it's a lot of fun. And you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, let's make a toast to the winners. Yeah, let's make a toast to the winners. And I always knew I'd be somebody special, cause I believed in myself. So no matter what challenge or adversity or problem comes my way, I know I'll be an overcomer. I know I'll be a victor. You know why? Cause I'm a winner.
At Sport Yoga Spot, we offer a free first class, so come on down, try it out. We do recommend, because our classes are smaller sizes, to sign up online at sportyogaspot.com.
History will never be the same. Everybody gonna remember your name. You're a winner. Yeah.
Welcome back. So now it is the Russian chit chat.
Hi, Queen.
Hi. Nadia Karinakova, my weekly news correspondent, is in the studio to discuss the week's news and the event. Welcome, Nadia.
Thanks, Queen.
So, your email, very brief. Not a lot of stuff this week, but here are some things that you can talk about. So, among those things, you want to chat about pickleball courts?
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
announce that pickleballs are officially ready to use. I mean, you first have to wait for rain to pass, but then you can use them. So not quite yet.
Did they just have their first tournament?
Yes, like literally like the day before this whole rain started.
So they cannot play when it's raining?
No, of course not.
Okay, maybe I don't know enough about this sport.
It's just like tennis. It's similar to tennis. You cannot play it in such a heavy rain and wind.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, and
we know.
yeah, it's going to throw off the ball.
Yes.
So pickleball is finally legit?
Yes, legit. And they had their first, as they say, first annual tournament.
Okay.
So apparently it's going to happen next year as well, the tournament that will benefit the further renovation of the court.
So how are people going to join in? They're just going to be playing pickleball once a year?
No, you can play pickleball every year.
Anytime?
Every day, any day, yes.
Okay, as long as it's not raining and snowing outside or windy.
Yes, but I believe you need to get rackets from the Boys and Girls Club.
Is it Boys and Girls Club or the Gleason YMCA?
No, Boys and Girls Club.
Are the ones doing this?
They're the ones, yes.
But the tournament was at the Gleason YMCA.
No, it was at the Picketballs.
Oh, I thought the YMCA had this. Okay, so this one took place in Onset?
Yes, Richard.
Okay.
So tennis courts, I believe. Richard Brown's tennis courts.
Okay, in Onset, pickleballs, all right. So you can go, if you want to play, you have to join the Boys and Girls Club. Or contact them.
I think you need to contact them. I don't think you have to join it.
Okay, you have to contact them. All right, so that was good. The turnout was great?
Yes, mostly people who were actually involved in renovation, but a couple of new faces as well.
Okay.
Not a lot of people know about this yet. I think because the renovation happened so quickly, maybe not all people know about this.
Did they say why pickleball instead of tennis?
Yes, it's just apparently it's a popular sport that I've never heard of, and apparently a lot of it's very popular in the elderly community.
Elderly community.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not as frustrating and heavy as tennis. So to
As
say.
tennis.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now and then we have the town could appropriate up to $10 million
Yes.
into improving the water pollution facility.
Yeah, that's a quite complicated topic. And,
Tell me everything you have learned. I know you really seasoned your brain on this.
Yeah. So, how's it called? The water pollution, water facility.
Water pollution control facility.
Yes, they're requesting up to $10 million to fix not the sewage, but the process of cleaning the water. Because the problem is that during the spring and even nowadays, the infiltration flow, which means which means the water from the sewage. It means like rainwater, groundwater. It's called infiltration flow. Not the one that comes from our toilet, but the one that comes from the nature itself. It mixes up with our toilet water, our sink water, basically in one dump. And the town doesn't have, the facility doesn't have enough time to clean all this water, and as a result, it overflows in Agavamp River, which pollutes it because there are chemicals, there's all the stuff that have to flush down the toilet, sink, and because there is again a higher level of nature waters, it overflows, and the result is it goes into Agavamp River. Yeah.
And then the issue that the facility has to treat clean water because of the leakage.
Yes.
So this is water that is already cleaned or do not need to go through the process, but now they have to go through the process. So it's almost like well, it's not almost. The process is insufficient.
It is.
And they find themselves repeating the processes over and over, and once again, they do not have a big enough facility to contain full products. Okay, so how optimistic are they that the town would grant them this loan?
Well, I looked over the article, over the town warrant, town meeting warrant, I'm sorry, and I think this is the most complicated and I think the most expensive request they have.
Why is this complicated? What's the complicated part of this?
Because they're going to need to build new facilities, and also there is another organization involved. It's called GHD, the one that is actually designing improvements.
Okay.
So they also need to pay them as well. And it's just, feel like when there's like a third party involved, it's always a much more complicated process.
Okay.
Yes.
So the town voters are going to be voting on this?
Yes, it's Article 23, but it's very vague if you read it from the warrant. That's why I'm trying to find out more information from this.
Okay, very good. And then, so the town is having a one-act play?
Yeah, I want to say it ahead of time. I could say it also next week, but I feel like it's something that a lot of town officials put their effort into, so I wanted to announce it ahead of time. It's going to be an annual one-act, so to say, comedy, in which town officials will present a play, and this year's theme is all the complaints that plague us around the small towns, such as Wareham.
So are we going to be hearing our own complaints?
Yes. Basically, it's like a vicious cycle.
The paper did what is it? Garner a lot of comments from readers. Yes, people did suggest their own complaints to be added.
Yes, and some comments as well said that this play in some way is going to mock their complaints, and I somehow agree because I feel like with this, like by making fun of the complaints, you're making fun of the concerns citizens have. But I don't know, it's going to be very lighthearted, very fun, so maybe it's not as dramatic as I think it is.
Okay, so
Yes.
I take it you're going to be there.
I think I will try to make it.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other things that are going on this weekend?
It's actually, yes, not a lot of stuff, but I want to say that tomorrow on Saturday from 9:30, YMCA will be selling and buying slightly used Halloween costumes.
Oh, Halloween costumes,
Yes,
okay.
and they're going to be super cheap. I think like the price ranges from $3 to $10. They're super cheap, and I suggest they're like lightly used.
Okay.
Because kid uses a costume, grows up the next year,
Yeah.
has to get a new costume.
All right, so Halloween costumes are going to be on sale tomorrow?
Yes, at YMCA, 9:30.
9:30 tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
What are you going to be purchasing?
Yeah, I think I am too old. I grew up all of this clothes, but I will see. Maybe some fun stuff.
Okay.
Yes, maybe some like something from hair. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, very good. So anything else on Sunday?
Sunday. No, actually not a lot of stuff. You know, as weather changes, the like less and less events happen over the weekend. And I suggest that after the town meeting, everything will be just silent.
Very good. All right, Nadia, thank you so much for being in the studio
Thank
to
you,
let
Quinn.
us know about what's about to happen this weekend, the happenings, and also digest a couple of news for us.
Perfect. Thank you, Quinn.
So that was my guest, Nadia Karitnakova, weekly news correspondent, to talk about the week's news and upcoming events this weekend. We are going to, let me check if it's going to be a break. No, we are not going to take a break. We are going to be going to straight to our another featured program, and that is John and Jesse Hayes' story. A couple who have had their share with opioids addiction. They have been fighting it, and actually they have triumphed. But one thing they have to do, that is to get housing in order to reunite their family together. They do not have their children with them. DCF has the children, and all they need is to get stable housing in order to get their kids back. So hear their plea. So you were saying you're here because this is your home as
Yes.
of now?
As of now, this is where we reside every night.
For the last couple of months, we've been doing the camping.
This is not the full family.
No,
This is not everybody.
no, this is
Who's
just
missing?
our two kids.
Tell me about them.
Well, we have a daughter, Ava. She's 4. She'll be 5 in January, and we have our son Sullivan. He's 18 months. He'll be 2 in February. And they're currently living with her brother.
And my brother's fostering them.
What happened to you guys? Why are we in this place? Why are you fighting to get your kids back?
Because we relapsed after 5 years of sobriety. And my father sectioned me into a rehab, and DCF got involved. I could never even think about doing it.
Ever again. It was a horrible, horrible mistake that'll never happen. We know what we need to do as parents and as addicts. That we can't look at it, can't go back to it, not just once. This is not how it works.
What was your path towards drugs? What happened prior to your first time?
Well, my mom was selling. I don't want to say it,
Yeah.
but I was getting.
Yeah.
I was buying them for my mother.
Pills and stuff back then. That
Yeah.
was before I had met her.
Yeah, and then
My
like,
path was completely different.
So that's how it started. It was pills, prescription pills.
Mine was prescription pills as well, but in a completely different manner. I had gone prescribed them because my back was messed up, and then I just I moved on. When you lose your prescription, you move to something cheaper and heavier, and it's been a 18-year battle for me.
So
If
what?
somebody's to ask you, what would be different this time around? What would
Well,
you say?
I would never want to put my kids through that ever again. This was the worst thing of my life.
The craziest
I
part
couldn't
about
even
before,
imagine going through this again,
and
putting
what-
them through this again. So there's no way I would even think about doing it again.
we're in a different place than we were then. Like now, mentally, you have to change yourself.
And not even that, we never got helped with this either.
We never like
No
we
programs,
didn't
no
do
nothing,
we didn't
like-
do
And now we're
the-
doing it together in
Exactly,
a
we
program
didn't-
together and learning and
learning
meeting people.
learning about our triggers and learning about our things that actually make us
Want to
addicts and what make us want to use, and what goes from your a trigger to a like a craving to actually using. There's steps of that, and knowing that where to stop it and how it gets to that point. What is your triggers and how to avoid those triggers now. Like that's the thing that we didn't know how to do before, that we do know now, that we're learning in the groups that we go to,
ourselves
in
and
the
each
class.
other.
So what are you looking for right now? Tell me what you're looking for.
Stable housing,
Stable
finding
housing.
somewhere to call home every night, somewhere that when push comes to shove, we get our kids back, we can bring them to, that is suitable and stable, and something that we can maintain and create a home for our family. Because right now, like, we don't know where, come on Monday, we don't know where we're going to be. you know, where we're going to sleep. So we don't know when, you know, what's going to happen, if we're going to be, you know, parked in a parking lot in Kingston or parked all the way down the Cape. But, you know, we don't know exactly where we're going to be.
What's the hardest part of this?
Not being with my kids.
Every day, yeah, every day.
Saying bye.
You meet them once a week.
Once a
For
week.
an hour.
That's it. One day for an hour.
What do you tell them? What do you talk about?
Their day.
Their day.
Their day and how they're doing. Make sure that they, you know, they're all right. We have all. It's always
We act
you know,
like
snacks,
there's,
lots of
like
snacks.
that
They
we've
love
never
it.
not been with them.
It's just like it's like we're always there, and it's you know, we fight. It's the only thing we can do is just fight every day. We will. We'll keep fighting for them. We'll get them back. That's it.
Today's cell phones are not only an extension of our arms, but a life tool. Hello, I am Maureen Farrington from Advantage Custom Apps. I am here today to talk about a certain app, a tool that will help you navigate your way through the Wareham community. The WCTV app places your local community in the palm of your hand. The app is a place where you will find local events, town meetings, local and school sports, community interest stories, compelling interviews, and most of all, the ability to shop local. Connect to the Wareham app by going to your web browser and typing in wctv.app. And then, once you bring up the web link, you have the opportunity of adding WCTV's app to your home screen. Once you download the app and save it to your home screen, you will then have the opportunity to, with the touch of a finger, hit the call button, which we call WCTV. The refer us button, you can refer the app to your friends and families. There's a Facebook share button if you'd like to put that on your Facebook page as well. And here is the menu tab. On the menu tab, we have YouTube videos, new program proposal, events that WCTV is hosting, a photo gallery, contact button, and can lead you right to their website. We also have a Shop Local tab. When you touch on that, you'll see the local businesses that you can frequent. Also, there's an About Us tab telling you some information about WCTV, their hours and directions. This here will take you right to their Facebook page. There is a donate button if you would like to donate to WCTV, and a join button that will let you join their community. Many local establishments are listing their business on the WCTV app. And you can too. It's a great way to showcase your business to your existing customers and your potential new ones. For a nominal fee, you could list your business on the Shop Local tab as well. A percentage of that fee goes to fund a scholarship for an outgoing senior. So be in the now and get the WCTV app on your home screen.
Hello, and thank you for being with us this morning. We're broadcasting live from our WCTV studio. This is Good Morning Wareham, your source for local news, weather, traffic, and more information. And now for a moment in history. Let's take a look at where we were today in history. On this day in exploration history, the Apollo 7 space mission was launched in 1968. 3 astronauts, Walter, Schirra, Don, Esri and Walter Cunningham spent 11 days in orbit. They were able to transmit the first ever live television signals from orbit. They came back down to Earth by crashing into waters southwest of Bermuda and then being picked up by the USS Essex. The mission was a success. Also today on television history, Saturday Night Live debuted on NBC. In 1975, the variety show started with the cast members like Chevy Chase, John Belushi, and Don Arcudi, who would go on to be stars in their own right. SNL has lasted for decades and started the careers of countless stars like Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy, Chris Farley, and many more. On this day in space history, Jimmy Carter won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002, the former president that was given the award for his decades of unerring effort to find peaceful resolutions to international conflicts and to advance democracy, human rights, and social development. Carter was the third president to win the Nobel Peace Prize, with the other two being Teddy Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. For today's birthday, shout out goes to Cardi B, current American rapper born in 1992. She has recently blown up with songs like Money Money and countless more. And now, to learn more cool historical facts, you can go online under history.com. Stay with us. The coffee segment is next. But first, please meet Cindy Arvin of Cindy Arvin Photography.
Hello, I'm Cindy from Cindy Irving Photography. I specialize mostly in family portraits as well as corporate and business beauty headshots. Well, I always loved taking portraits, so I was the one at the dinner table. Or at holidays where my brother was like, get out of my face. Most of my family was like, all right, Cindy, put the camera down. That was me, always with the camera. Let's see, 2011, I got my first DSLR, the digital camera. And then I kind of played around with that, went to school in Costa Rica, studied photography. And so I remember saying, it was like, I'm all done, like this is too hard, I'll just shoot on manual. Like, I'm not trying to be a photographer. Which is kind of funny looking back at it now. And then I ended up having my daughter, and I took out my camera again. Kind of just played around with it, but nothing fancy. The way I really got into photography was my friend. She said, hey Cindy, you have a fancy camera. Can you take pictures of my newborn? And I'm like, yeah, I have a fancy camera, but I'm not a photographer, so I can't take pictures of your newborn. She's like, please, I really want pictures of my newborn. And I'm just like, all right, we can try it. I can't promise you anything. So that was my very first like shoot for someone. I went to San Diego my first year probably photographing to meet with a group that I was part of. So that was my very first like travel for photography. And then later on, I ended up going to places like Seattle, where I did family photo shoots. I've been to, in Poland, when I was in Poland, I got to do some family shoots. Let's see, New Mexico, I've done corporate work there, New Orleans. So just kind of all over the States in a sense, although Poland and Belgium was one of those places where I did get to photograph, which was cool. Okay, so my process meeting a new client. Well, first they call me. We have that initial phone conversation, and I definitely encourage phone conversations because I get to talk to somebody, I get to hear their voice, they get to hear mine, we get to have a different type of connection versus if I'm, trying to go through emails. So after that, if we seem like a match, I have them come in for a consultation so they can see what I have to offer. Because me talking about, like, oh, this photo mounted like this, like, nobody's gonna understand that. You have to come and touch it, as you saw some of my stuff. So after that, the next process would be the photo shoot, which is the super fun part. And then after that, I have something called a viewing and ordering session, which is when I go to the client's house, we do a consultation, almost kind of like an interior designer, because I'm basically, you know, if they're doing wall art, I'm designing design for their walls, like what layouts are we going to do for the galleries, and so that's pretty much my process for that. So my favorite part is the delivery. Because that's when I get to reveal that, oh my God, look at your photo, it looks amazing. And it's always such a different experience from a digital, because looking at a digital on the computer and seeing that, but versus seeing it printed, there's just something magical about that print, something magical about having it in your home. My favorite portrait, I should have brought in, but it's the one you saw of my daughter. She is such an outdoors person, and I'm kind of like, all right, let me stay huddled inside. And so that portrait in particular was her playing outside. And so for her playing outside is fun. For me, capturing the moments is fun. So I'm like, all right, compromise. You're outside, I'm taking the camera. We're both happy. And so I just kind of snapped the portrait. It's just her face and her eyes. And just something about her eyes for me. It's just like, you know, there in that photo, it just looks like the world. Like I could see the world in her eyes. And so that one, as you saw, I probably printed 1,000,000 times. But I love looking at that because it's my baby, but it's also like I'm just looking deep into her eyes. Well, the recipe, I think, is to definitely have everybody be comfortable. And so that's why I like to meet clients ahead of time and not at the photo shoot, because at that point you already kind of built a relationship, and so they kind of know you. Maybe the kids not so much, because depending if they bring their kids or not to the consultations, but you just kind of develop that relationship where everybody's kind of comfortable once you get to that point of the shoot. And then for little kids, if they haven't met me yet, you know, kind of tucking the camera away for a little bit and kind of getting to know them, getting down on their level, saying like, you know, I'm Cindy, how are you? You know, what's your favorite, you know, princess, or what's your favorite cartoon character? And just kind of like building that bond first. And I think once you have that, you know, you have the trust of your clients, especially the little ones. And so just going from there, I think that's important.
Those long legs pay off.
Right, you guys are awesome. All right, so we're gonna head over to the beach.
All right.
The first few shots I'm gonna take, there's like a grass in that area. We're gonna start there. And so after that, we'll start we'll do like the rocks over there and stuff. I'll show you guys, just follow me. All right. Looks good. All right, Steve, let's see if you can sit on that rock. I'm gonna see how you look. Excuse me.
Stress down.
Perfect. I'm gonna adjust you guys. All right, don't look at me, Liv. Ah, I said don't look. Give her a little tickle, Steve. I don't know if her belly's, oh, beautiful. My role as a photographer, I believe, is to capture these memories for people so that they can look back on it and, you know, hopefully see this time where the kids were little, or just kind of go back into the past and relive that moment. And I want it to be a happy moment where they're looking at that and saying like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, little Timmy was so little, but that was such a fun day, and I miss that, you know? And something where they can pass on to generations. So my role is to have something tangible that they can look back on.
Good morning, Wareham, and thank you for being with us. We are broadcasting live from our WCTV studio at 505 Main Street. Right now is the coffee segment. With me is Sally Morrison, here to talk about Deepa. Oh, is that that's a cat move? That's.
It's because you're transitioning from the cat conversation outside.
How do you do a dog? Woof. Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. So, welcome. You're having a dog fashion show coming up soon.
Yes, we have quite a few things coming up.
Okay.
This month and next month. So Project actually, Project Runway is
Project.
is like the biggest undertaking with WCTV and the Wareham Packwalkers, and that's a parody of Project Runway on television, and the owners become designers and the dogs are the models. And you can go crazy and channel, you know, your Heidi Klum, Christian Siriano, or whatever, and your dog's dressed up to the nines. Or if you just have a wonderful, cute dog, which everybody thinks they have, and you just want them to come in and do their thing, so there'll be a big swath of different dogs and dressed and maybe not dressed at all, or dressed and they take it all off, which will make for good TV. The studio here will, the green screen will change it that it will be a red carpet, and the backdrop will be an opening night gala at Wareham Dog Park. But as you know, that'll all be done, but you don't see it. So then that means the dogs aren't distracted by anything, because so there isn't anything that'll be in here to get them into mischief, as it were. So every dog is scheduled individually. So those people who will say, my dog is like really good but goes nuts over other dogs or is afraid of other dogs, blah, 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 blah. I've heard it all the past 3 weeks of people's worries, so I like trying to file that list away. Each dog comes into the studio by themselves, and they have 20 minutes to come in, and the meeting room will be the dressing room, should they have some get-up to put on. And then they come into the studio, come in here, and then for whatever time remains, which will more likely be between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on the dog, we will just shoot. And from that, there will be massive editing. And depending how many dogs we have slots for 30 dogs. We will edit that every dog has the same amount of footage, and that best of what that dog is, we get to know the owners and we know what they really want showcased. And then that puts together into a video, and the video will have a premiere in January. And at the premiere, we will have 3 judges parodying Project Runway. So they will be picking the top designer. But everybody that comes to the event gets to vote and pick the People's Choice pup. So that could be any dog doing whatever just makes them go, makes them laugh, makes them go, oh, and all that kind of stuff. And all the registration is $25. And for that, when it's all done, each participant gets a DVD of Project Runway. And then Project Runway will run on demand on WCTV. And so people can tell anybody anywhere in the world to go to WCTV and on demand and see their pup. And I'm sure they'll say, you know, go to 12 minutes, 43 seconds, and that's when, you know, Chester is on or whatever. So it's our biggest fundraiser that we will have for this year that will will get us to the amount of money that we need, which is $10,000. I'm hoping we go over $10,000 so that we can then apply for the Stanton grant for the design for the park. All the other steps, of which there were like a pile of them, all of those have been taken care of, which the Stanton will review to see if we've done everything else as well. And the only thing that's left is raising that final money. So we're looking for dogs. We're looking for 30 fabulous dogs. Again, if they don't like to wear something, that's okay. In here, design, I'm calling them designers already. The designers, you can bring treats, you can bring favorite animals, you can bring somebody else that you can be on either side, encouraging your dog to do whatever, because mostly what's going to be done in here is the video, and then we will do everything else on voiceover afterwards. So people can say and do whatever they want, and that won't be in the video. And the other thing people are concerned of is like, I love this, but I don't want to be on video, is that owners, for in here in the studio, it's the dogs, because they're close-ups, and it's like getting the best of the dog. In the dressing room, we will be talking to people getting ready, just like how it's in Project Runway. And the designer, owner, they can be off camera and it's just their voice, because then they also introduce themselves and their model dog. And should they want to share the inspiration for why they are dressed the way they are or not, they can share that on air. And we will tape that, and that will be included. We're also supporting all local area shelters, fosters, rescues. So if anybody's dog is a rescue and there is a history, that we take that history, and that history is shared in the voiceover. So when that dog is in the video, it'll say, and this is Chester, and Chester was a rescue, you know, in the good story. And then at the end of the video, all the involved rescues, shelters, fosters will be listed in the credits at the end. So we think it's going to be a lot of fun, but we need 30 dogs. Well, right now we need 20 dogs, because we just put the campaign public this week, and we have 10 people that are signed up. So the dates are October 26th here at the studio from 10 to 3, and November 1st from 10 to 3. Originally we were going to do night shoots, and then Triple E came in, because what we do is we will have, the depot will have their tent outside, and that's where you check in, because no dogs, you know, I'm crazy, but we wouldn't have a pile of dogs in here all at once. That would be a little bit much. So that's outside, and then that's why we couldn't do the night shoots, because of the Triple E. So people can come in, check in, and then we come out and we call each dog in individually. So, and then in here in the shoots, and the cameras will be on tripods, so if people are worried that their dog or strangers approaching, no one's going to get in one's dog's face, unless the dog is like wanting to get into the people who are shooting, you know, is very friendly. But, you know, and everybody here gets dogs, so we will do, we will make the dogs and the owners feel comfortable, and it'll be a fast 20 minutes in your life, and it will be for DPAW to raise funds, because we're also going to have in the video our sponsors. That's going to be our big money maker. So they're going to be considered co-producers. So, and there's only a set number of people, of businesses or individuals that want to be co-producers. And, and that'll be the big, excuse me, the big chunk of the money for that. And you can go on www.warehamdogpark.org, and that gives you an overview, and also any questions you might have, we've already heard, and they're like in there to answer that. You can also email me at SAMMORRISON, so that's Sam Morrison run together, at Comcast.net. I have the registration forms, and I have the information sheet, and I can send them to you. Or you can go to TD Bank, and up at the teller counter, there is a box marked Project Runway, and in there are registration forms and information sheets. And that's also a site, if you are game, that you can register, or you can contact me to make arrangements to register for that. And then once it's all done, like I said, we'll edit, and we're going to have a premiere, and that'll also be lots of fun. I'm sorry, my voice is. The power went out. I was going to get up an hour beforehand so I would have a voice, and that didn't work out. I woke up, I'm like, ah.
So what will you be looking for in order for somebody to win? What would you be accessing on the looking at the dogs?
Okay, so there will be 3 judges who will be local people who have a sense of the flair, so to speak, and they literally will be parroting judges on Project Runway.
So are they looking for, so
they're looking for
this
a
is
design.
a parody, are they going to be strict on costumes, or are they going to look for funny
There are 2
moments?
different awards.
Okay.
The judges are strictly looking at design, but also how the dog carried that. So there's a niche for people that love to dress their dogs up. That's for them. And it's opening night at the park, so basically they can wear anything. Like with human runways, people come in all kinds of get-ups that have whatever. So you can dress your dog however, and that's what the judges will be looking at. There is also the People's Choice Pup Award, and that's going to be those dogs that are stinking cute or engaging or whatever. So the people are looking more at the pup. The judges are looking at design. So there's actually 2 chances to win, or more than likely there'll be 2 winners. And there are also 3, there's first, second, and third. So there's ribbons just like in dog shows, and we're also channeling the movie Best in Show. If anybody's not seen that, highly recommend. It's hysterically funny. So there'll be 3 plus there'll be trophies for the top 2 dogs, and to support the dog park. So that's kind of where that's at. And I know it's new, it's never been done, so people are like, what? Especially because it came from my head. So there is those resources to look things up. If anybody has a specific question or concern, they can email me. I can send them information. But the bottom line, we're really, we've kind of thought out all the possible disasters, and we've thought of the hyper dogs. I just channeled my own 2 dogs, and the fearful dogs, and the comfort level of the owners. That's all been taken into consideration, and that's why everything is done individually, and so that everybody can find a calm, safe place before coming in here. And
any other events prior to that or before?
Well, Project Runway sign-ups are now, and we recommend sooner than later, so you get the day you want and also maybe the time you want. Right now, preferences are beginning and ends of days. Also, if you have 2 dogs, you can enter 2 dogs. You could enter 3 dogs. There has to be 1 adult per dog. And also, if you have a friend that you want to, as we typically do when we have friends, drag somebody into something with you, so that if you want to do schedule back to back, the earlier you do that, the better chance you get. The hard part is I'm keeping the master calendar, so that if different people are scheduling, come the day, there's going to be 2 people showing up at the same time. So that's the only tricky part. So if people contact me, if you drop your registration off at TD Bank, I check that at the end of every day, and then I contact that person and then go over with them what would be the best time to schedule their dog. So that part's a little cumbersome, but so far it's worked for 10 dogs, so I think it can work for the remaining 20. And it'll just be one dog, and all the dogs are different, which I'm really happy from what they're saying. Their personalities are different, and they're different breeds, or they're mutts, or whatever. So that'll make it fun.
So we got 2 minutes left. Could you remind us where all these funds will be going towards?
It goes to the dog park. And there is also an event on October 19th at Swift's Neck. And it's called Zumba with your dog. You can bring a dog or you can just come because you like Zumba. And it will be in the park at Swift's Beach, that playground park area. It's $10. And you can also get more information on that at warehamdogpark.org. DPAW and Wareham Pack Walkers will be back at the bank again on Halloween from 2 to 3. I will be doing Halloween dog tails and crafts, Halloween crafts, and tons of free giveaways for kids from 2 to 3. TD Bank will also have giveaways for kids and dogs. And then the parade, the trick-or-treating is from 3 to 5. So if you come an hour early, you get some good stuff. And then on November 9th at Stone Path Malt is Wareham Pack Walkers Bark and Brew from 4 to 8. And it's an expo of all things and everything about dogs. They will also have raffles and giveaways. And half the proceeds are going to DPAW and half to the shelters that they support. So we're busy.
You are busy. I hope you come back again as those dates get closer and closer so you can remind our viewers.
Sign up your dogs if you're a little worried. Contact me and I can talk you through. The Wareham Pack Walkers will be part of this, the trainers. They will be escorting the dogs so they know how to deal with each dog, with little shy dogs and exuberant dogs.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Wareham, for joining us this morning for another episode of Good Morning Wareham. My guest was Sally Morrison talking about DPAW, the upcoming event. So a lot of information. Sign up if you would like to participate. If you missed us this morning, the show will be rebroadcasted this evening at 6 p.m. We'll also go on our YouTube channel, Wareham Community Television on YouTube. Thank you and see you on Monday. I think Monday is Columbus Day.
Yes.
We'll see. So maybe Monday or Wednesday. Bye, Wareham.